Hello, I'm Tess. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a really wonderful sweet potato, fig and COMTE cheese tart. So the first thing is to make the pastry. So I'm going to do that by adding my flour. I'm also going to add my walnuts as well, which are going to give the pastry a really nice nutty taste. And also a really good pinch of salt as well. Give that a whiz. Pulsing is the best way to break up the walnuts, so you get a really nice smooth texture. It's really important that you break them up to a nice fine crumb, like the flour, otherwise it's going to be really difficult when you roll out the pastry. So I've got 75 grams of butter right here. I'm just going to pop that straight in. Lid on. And you just want to blend it until the mixture comes nicely together. So I put my pastry into cling film and I'm going to let it rest in the fridge until it's nice and solid. So this will take about half an hour or so. So while the pastry for my tart is chilling in the fridge, I'm going to prepare the filling. So I have my sweet potato all nicely chopped and ready to go here, and I'm just going to pop them on steam until they're nice and soft. So I've steamed my sweet potatoes, they're now soft and really nicely cooked. And now I'm going to get on with rolling out my pastry. You want to be nice and gentle with it because it's got the walnuts in it, it's not going to have as much elasticity. So you have to be really, really careful, and it's quite likely to be quite crumbly. Don't worry about it, just take it nice and slow and bear with it. So I've got my pastry all ready and I'm going to pop it into the fridge for 20 minutes more just to harden it a little bit before I put it in the oven and bake it blind. So I'm just going to grate some cheese and I'm going to prepare the rest of my filling. I'm going to chop the end off. This is a really wonderful cheese to use because it melts so deliciously well. It also has a really nice nutty flavour. You can just smell it. It's got a richness. It's so much better than mature cheddar. So 100 grams is the perfect amount. It's nice and cheesy without being overpowering. So you really get that lovely sweetness from the sweet potatoes and the fresh figs as well. So a tip, keep the rinds of your cheese. They're really, really useful. You can use them in stocks, in soups, and they give things a really wonderful richness of flavour as well. So they're really handy to have. Do hold on to them. And I've got these wonderful little tiny baby fresh figs as well, which are nice and ripe. And I'm just going to simply slice them into halves like that. And they're just going to sit on the top of our tart as we cook it, and they're going to look beautiful and add a really nice sweetness as well. Into the bowl is going to be all my wet ingredients. So I've got my eggs, which are going to be for the filling. Okay, 4 eggs. So I've got the creme fraiche going in. I've got some mustard, which is going to add a really wonderful kind of kick. I'm going to add a really good pinch of salt and pepper to help season and bring out the flavours. I've got some fresh thyme leaves. So what you want to do is you want to get the stalks. You just want to pick the leaves off individually and pop them in. They're just going to add a really wonderful depth of flavour, help bring out the sweetness of the sweet potato and the figs. And finally the milk as well. Just going to go in. And you want to give that a really good mix together with a whisk, like so, until it comes together into a nice, smooth, creamy mixture. So my pastry case is now deliciously baked and it's ready for its filling. I'm going to start by adding my cheese into the base of the pie dish. This is going to melt and just provide a wonderful, rich flavour. The next thing is my sweet potato, which is nicely soft and steamed. You just want to evenly spread that around the bottom over the cheese. Now I'm going to add my wet mixture. So the trick is to make sure it's successful and you don't spill it everywhere, because it's really easy, I promise you, to add half of the mixture and then add some of it right before it goes into the oven to avoid spillages. So I'm just going to add some of mine into here now. But the final little bit, I'll wait until I add it into the oven. So to finish, I have these lovely figs here, which I've just sliced, and I'm just going to dot them around the top. So that's going to need some time in the oven to set. You want to cook it until it's set to a nice wobble. It's going to take about 25 to 30 minutes. So I've got my tart, it's just come out of the oven and it's really, really hot. I'm just going to pop this to one side to cool. It's smelling incredible, and as you can see, looking really pretty as well. So I'm just going to pop it to one side to cool down for about 10-15 minutes or so, just until it gets a bit down to room temperature. You don't want to take it out of the case when it's hot because your pastry won't be held together so well. So I'm going to make a salad to go with it while it's cooling, and I've just got a really nice big handful of rocket leaves here, avocado, which I'm just going to slice into nice strips. Just pop that into your salad. So I'm also going to make a really nice dressing to go with my salad. I've got some lemon juice. Juice of about half a lemon's good. And a good few tablespoons of olive oil. Good amount of black pepper. And a good pinch of salt as well. And you just want to give it a little whisk. Super easy. We've also got some really nice fresh basil leaves here. I like to add herbs into a salad because it adds an extra aroma and flavour. It just livens up the salad a little bit without adding loads of extra ingredients. So you can just put whole leaves in, or you can break them up. So I've got my dressing. I'm just going to simply pour it over and just finish with a generous handful of pine nuts, just around like that. So all I've got to do is serve up my tart and ready to eat. So as you can see the bottom layer of the cheese has melted really beautifully into the tart. And it's going to give it a really wonderful kind of rich flavour. It's going to work so well with the fresh figs and the sweet potato as well. I'm really excited to tuck in. So I'm going to start serving this up. So I've got my tart and I'm just going to have some of this delicious salad as well. Just pop that on a plate. And there you have it. I really hope you like this recipe. It's great for the summer. The tart serves really well cold, so it's good for picnics. It's also really good for suppers, to impress your friends, all sorts of things.